What is up, YouTube? It's me, Dan from Milky Reviews, and today I'm going to do another review of these headphones that I got about a month ago. All right, enough of that. But yeah, now I'm going to do a review of what I got from last month. I went to Austin, Texas, just for a trip with a couple of friends and I. And I was at the airport just looking around, shopping, browsing, because I got like my plane was delayed twice in a row for about 4 hours, or I think 2 to 3 hours, I believe. And so I just wanted to walk around, check some stuff out, some food, things like that. And I'm a man with many hobbies. I like a lot of stuff. I like snowboarding. I just got these for free, so I don't really golf, but I want to get into golfing. I like sneakers. I've met a lot of hobbies. I'm even getting into fragrances as a hobby too. Ever since I was a little kid, I was always been into headphones. I have a lot of headphones right now that I rarely use, which is kind of sad. But I walked inside a headphone store and I happened to see these, the Bauer and Wilkins. I heard of this brand many, many times. I have stuff from Sony, Audio Technicas, Bose. I even have stuff from Sennheiser. I even have like in studio audio earbuds, stuff like that too. I can never afford these because these are kind of in like the mainstream headphone world. These are kind of like the mainstream type of like you got money, you get Bauer and Wilkins type of thing. You know what I mean? So I walk in, I see these, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna try these out. I always like Bauer and Wilkins. I really like how they look as well overall. And I saw this color in particular on clearance. On clearance, I was very shocked. I got these for $300. I believe these go for like 400, I think, or something like that, from what I remember. I'm just gonna look it up real quick. You know what I mean? Bauer and Wilkins Px7 s2es. Yeah, right now currently they're going for $360. Retail price is 400. I got these for 300. $100 off. No brainer. So I was like, oh, you know what? Why not? I didn't spend too much money on Austin. I might as well get these. So I bought these and picked these up. And these have been my almost everyday headphones these days. I really like these. Let's get right into the review, shall we? Off the bat, I'm going to talk about the carrying case. Carrying case is very nice. It's nice. All headphones that have carrying cases, I think, is always a great addition. Always nice to have. So when you go out and about, things like that. So overall, I really like the carrying case. I like how it feels. I like how it looks. I like the materials of it. It's very, very sturdy, durable, very strong. Um, it has a lot of space inside, including the compartment to hold pretty much your USB Type C cords and charging cable, things like that. The only thing I do not like about this case is that it's so fat. It's huge. It's bigger than my head. I tried putting this in my backpack with all my stuff and all my luggage. It took up a pretty decent chunk of space, honestly. So I don't know if I would ever use this unless I'm going on a trip that's very light packaged and things like that. But that's the only gripe that I have of it. It's just kind of is too big. It really is a really big case. And sadly, the reason why it's so big is let's get into the headphones now. It's the headphones. Based off of the looks overall, first of all, looks wise, I love how it looks. It's very clean, it's very sleek. Overall, it's just a really nice, well built headphones. It's very nice, so clean. So I really like the look. It kind of reminds me of like almost like a retro type of like the old Bose headphones. If you guys know what I'm talking about, covers the ear, has like a little retro styling of it, a little bit almost. It kind of reminds me of that, but in like kind of a newer generation type of feel to it. Nice little blend to it overall. Materials, the materials are very phenomenal. Well, I would expect so because it's $400 for the headphones retail price. I just happened to get it on clearance. Material right here on top is nice little like cloth, like woven type of material on top. Feels very nice to touch, very sleek. I like how the headband also has a very nice plush leather material on top. It's very plush, so it doesn't bother your head and make it uncomfortable. I really, really, really especially like the ear cups. The ear cups is what I really enjoy about these. Very plush, very soft. It's not stiff. I wore these over a 2.5 hour plane ride back home, as well as I wore this one day while I was just working at home. for 6 hours. Just listen to the podcast, listen to the music. Really, really nice. I really like it. Um, I overall really like it. And also, what I really like too is that this portion right here is not really plastic. It's almost like a metal piece to the headphone itself. So that's what I really enjoyed. That it's not all plastic type of material. So you can tell it's a little more durable than the others. And then the only thing that is kind of plastic, I would assume, is pretty much just this portion. But as long as you're taking care of your technology or the stuff that you like, it wouldn't break. I know a lot of people always say, "Oh, I don't like that it's plastic." Blah, blah, blah. Bro, if you're buying like something $400, I would kind of expect people to take care of their stuff. It's kind of wasting money if you don't. But that's just me. I'm just talking to myself right now. But overall, I like the headphone. One of the things, but let's talk about some of the things I don't like about it on just the looks wise. Looks wise, not looks wise, but also overall, just the headphones. One thing I don't like about the headphones is that it doesn't close in. The reason why the carrying case is so freaking fat is because these are not like the XM4s. It doesn't close in. For example, I have these $30, $40 headphones from Amazon called the Tozos. They're not bad. I don't know, they kind of smell because I use these to work out in. But even a $30, $40 headphone, they close in. This will kind of cut the size of the carrying case by a little bit. It's not huge, but like a marginal spot. It's a marginal, like about a marginal difference. But hey, that makes a huge difference in a lot of cases. You know what I mean? So just kind of free up more of your bag space when you're carrying and things like that. If this can close in, it would have been nicer. But of course, I guess I'm assuming because of the design and the build of the headphones, they couldn't do it. But that's the one thing I don't like. Another thing is that I like how the ear cuffs feel, but the shape of the ear cuffs kind of sometimes bother me just because instead of it being kind of almost like a circular type of form, it is a square form. I'm not saying it's bad, but sometimes when I put them on, I have to kind of shuffle them around a little bit to kind of get every hole and crevice so no sound can leak or that the noise cancellation actually fully works. Because I feel like sometimes when I put them on, even right now, I feel this side right here on the side of my neck, this is kind of opened up a little bit. So that's the only issue one of the two issues I don't like about it. Um, Other than that, not bad headphones. Sound quality is phenomenal. I think out of all the mainstream headphones that people always get, of course, those are the Sony XM series, the Bose Ultra Quiet Comforts right now, because Bose hasn't come out with a brand new one in many, many years. Um, and then these, compared to those three, all those lineups and things like that, I put these in my personal top 5 headphones of all time for mainstream stuff. Of course, if you're really an audiophile, there are other headphones that you could look into that are better for these if you have the right equipment and the right type of DACs and also digital audio players, things like that. But if you're an audiophile like that, you wouldn't be getting stuff like this. You would just be getting, other stuff that makes your audio experience better, of course. But on the mainstream stuff, I really like these. I put these in my top 5. Honestly, these have been my everyday use pretty much at this point. I do have a digital audio player. Might do a review on that because I got that a couple of months ago. But I don't use this on my digital audio player because I have other earphones that I use that kind of amplifies the music quality a lot more on those than these. But I use these mainly for my computer when I work at home, when I'm doing my reports, when I'm playing games, things like that. It's really enjoyable. Sound quality is very nice. Bass is strong. The highs, mids, and the lows, they blend well together for sure. I feel like the highs are a little bit strong at some points, but overall, it's a really well balanced headphones. And at the end of the day, I know some headphones are, always say the treble's a little stronger or the bass is a little stronger. That's why there's an equalizer. The equalizer help you depending on what you use in equalizers. You can really make these to your own personal preference headphones for sure, and that includes to a lot of stuff. But off the bat, when you listen to the bass, is pretty strong. Vocals are pretty clear. I will say it could be better just because the bass is a little bit strong sometimes, but the voices are very clear. Treble is pretty good too. Overall, I think it's a pretty decently well balanced headphones in general. The Bluetooth connectivity on this is very good as well. Charging pretty fast. and as well as the battery life is pretty good. Like I said, I haven't charged these yet at all in a while. Even after using them, I believe the battery time hours for these is anywhere between, I want to say, 30 hours. I want to say. If I'm going to look it up on the battery as I'm talking to you guys, the battery life on these right now currently is around 12, is about up to 30 hours of battery life with active noise cancellation enabled. And so with the active noise cancellation enabled, it is up to 30 hours. As I said, I use it for 6 hours and on a 2.5, 3 hour flight back home. Still haven't charged these yet as of today. Honestly, I use these. I try to use these every now and then, but my usual usage is about 30 minutes to an hour. So in 30 hours, an hour a day, that's 30 days. That could be 30 hours overall. But sometimes some days I don't even use these. So I haven't charged these yet. These are probably low battery now, but it kind of shows that these do last a very long time. Overall, the battery life is very, very good on this. Price point, I got this for $300. You can find these for $350 or at retail price of $400. I know the Wilkins Px8 came out. However, these are the Wilkins Px7 s2es. They're the last year's, I believe the last year's update for the original Px7s. So if you're thinking of choosing between the Px8s to these, honestly, if you look at a lot of other Reddit reviews and a lot of other people how they talk about it, it's better that you get these in the Px8 because they use pretty similar drivers. Nothing in terms of internal hardware has been changed as much. So save yourself a couple of bucks, like up to save yourself a couple of bucks. It's like extra $150 to get the Px8s. I know the Px9s are supposed to come out this year, but I don't know when they're coming out. But save yourself, a couple $100, get the Px7s, S2es, and you'll really like it. Trust me. I've been enjoying these. I've been using these every day. I really like them. Great headphones overall. I give these a solid 4.7 out of 5 milk cartons. You know what I mean? So but overall, get yours. It's really nice, not too bad. If not, you guys always get the new ones. Is up to you. It's your money. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.